Hello, welcome. If you saw my recent YouTube poll, 26% of you said that your preferred genre of photography was street photography. So this is my first of two videos where I attempt some street photography with my Leica cameras, and yeah, let's see how we get on. In today's video, I'm going to be doing low light photography, night photography with a fast 50mm lens. The lens I was using was the Leica Noctilux 50mm f1 version 2. So I just happened to be in London after doing workshops this week. With it being a weekday, once everyone came out of the offices, 5-6 o'clock time, there's kind of plenty of activity on the street, so I thought I'd try my attempts at street photography. As you know, if you've seen this channel before, I normally do female portraiture and wedding photography, so it's not really something I'm particularly good at, but I thought I'll give it a go. Let's see how it got on. Hi guys, Matt here from MrLeica.com. So let's jump straight into the photos. This was from day one. I was in London for multiple days, and the first thing that caught my eye was neon street signs or shop window signs. From there I progressed to like pools of light, and I guess probably testing the lens wide open at f1, and then I was trying to frame people walking past with light in the background. For this shot I saw the taxi driver and a lady just got out, and then the light from the taxi was lighting the BMW in front of it, and you can see if you zoom in like the detail on the tyres. Then in the second shot the bike came past, and that added a bit of depth to the image. This guy saw me shooting and said, "Is that a Leica M camera?" And we got talking and exchanged Instagram details and whatnot, and he was a photographer and a street photographer, so great to talk to him. Then I tried to pre-focus on this zebra crossing and saw this guy walking past with the dog. This one I was trying to photograph the people sitting down having their meal, but the waiter came out and the lady walked past, so it all kind of changed in an instant. And these people walking really slowly, so I focused on them, and then they stopped, so it was even easier to nail focus even at f1 wide open. Next I tried panning wide open at f1 with the commuter cyclist going past, so I was panning from right to left and pre-focused on the road to try to get my focus point. Not perfect, but it was fun trying. Next, back to static subjects. This was pretty easy, and I liked how it was bathed in a pool of light. And then more cyclists, so again pre-focused on the road and then waited for them to come through the scene. There was so much traffic, it was pretty easy, I didn't have to wait very long. For this shot I pre-focused on the signage and then wait for people to walk past, and taxis on the right hand side. And then similar here with the telephone box, pre-focused on the telephone box. Had a tree in the foreground for that first shot, and then got closer for more bokeh shots with the buses and traffic on the right hand side and the bokeh reflecting the glass. And then again similar, this is at minimum focus distance on, you can see the direction sign to see how much bokeh I could get out of the 50 f1. You can actually get sharp looking results even at f1 if you get good directional light, as you can see in this telephone box. And here I pre-focused on the kind of storefront top of the stairs and waited for people to walk past. And here I pre-focused and waited for a bus to walk past to try and get some passengers, and it kind of worked. And here I misfocused the guy walking through the pool of light, and again more signage shots. I guess that's what I tend to gravitate to. Okay, on to day two. This was after another workshop, and so it wasn't quite dark on this day, and so I stopped the lens down to f4 just to see how sharp I could get images from the Noctilux, and it is pretty impressive. I have done a full video on this lens in the past, and I'll link that at the end, but I love the depth in this shot. It'd be nice to shoot it on an even longer lens. As it's getting dark, you can see the lights are coming on now, and I liked how just generally the light and everything and the rendering looked really cool when it was so busy. I did a slow shutter speed and length against the light post to get the motion blur from the pedestrians, and then I did an even slower shutter speed to get the cyclists. I really like this one. As I walked a bit further, there was some bars and kind of people in the doorways, and I saw this guy playing pool, and so I got the first shot, and then he saw me, so I kind of said okay, and he said okay, and so I got another shot. I just liked how the light reflected off the table, but you can see I was rushing the compositions all over the place. Okay, so those are the photos. What did I learn from my first recent attempt at street photography? The Noctilux is obviously not the go-to lens for street photography. Most of you probably shoot maybe f5.6, f8, f11 for street shots, and if it was me personally, I'd probably shoot a 28mm lens to get both a wider view and more depth in focus. The Leica Noctilux has got quite a long focus throw, and shooting the lens wide open at f1 for this kind of street photography experiment, if you want to call it that. I did miss shots because the focus throw is so long. I was using it in manual exposure mode and manual focusing. Obviously it's a manual focus lens, and so I just found it too slow. So because I only like a Q camera, I quite fancy an attempt maybe in a month or so time to do something similar, but this time take the Leica Q, shoot that in autofocus, auto exposure, and then see how we get on, because the combination of being too scared to put the camera in people's faces and being too scared, I guess, to stand in the same position with the camera in someone's face while checking my critical focus at f1, it just didn't really suit. An example maybe is when you walk past a shop doorway and there's something going on in the shop front. Barbers and things are some great examples. I saw some amazing scenes and I knew I'd be too slow to focus without upsetting the clients inside, so I didn't take the shots. So next time I will use the Leica Q and we'll report back and see how we got on. If you enjoyed this video, I will be posting my second attempt at street photography video tomorrow, so if you're not yet subscribed, feel free to subscribe. In that video I'm going to be using a 25mm lens, but also using it on a crop sensor body to give me roughly 35mm. So if you use maybe anything from a 28 or 35mm for street photography in daylight when you're stopping down, you might enjoy that video. Lots more photos in that one, and a mix of both street and kind of urban architecture, you might want to call it. Photographing lights, basically, probably the same as this, but in daytime. If you want to see more on the Leica Noctilux 50 f1, I can link the review after this. And as always, a massive thanks to my awesome Patreons.